Breaking: there's no record that the Shelby County Assistant Medical Examiner from the Braswell murder case ever worked at the Shelby County Medical Examiner's office, even though she performed the autopsy and testified at trial. Was this forensic pathologist even licensed to perform autopsies in Tennessee? When Vern Braswell called 911 in November of 2004 and reported his wife Sheila Braswell, deceased in their jacuzzi, homicide detectives questioned Braswell and cleared him to go. Police testified that Braswell was cleared, because there were no marks or scars on his deceased wife, and there did not appear to be any noticeable injuries, that you would typically see in someone who's been murdered. Shelby County Assistant Medical Examiner Dr. Joy Carter performed the autopsy and ruled the death a criminal homicide due to manual strangulation. Carter's claims about the death caused police and prosecutors to charge Braswell with first-degree murder. During the Braswell case and while under oath, Dr. Carter's credibility was questioned. In response, she lied to the judge by denying that any disciplinary action had been taken against her before she came to Memphis, Shelby County, Tennessee. Contrary to her testimony, before she arrived in Memphis, there were documented reports of at least one disciplinary action for permitting illegal activities in the Harris County Medical Examiner's office. There were also allegations of falsifying autopsy reports, allegations of asking employees to falsify autopsy reports, being the subject of 2 successful whistleblower lawsuits for firing employees who reported illegal activities, cover-ups, and sabotage in her office. There were also reports of losing the body of an infant and cremating the wrong body. In a pretrial preliminary hearing in the Braswell case, Dr. Carter testified that she worked for Shelby County as an assistant medical examiner, and during the trial she testified that she performed the autopsy in the Braswell case. However, when Braswell went rogue during his appeal and attempted to subpoena Dr. Carter's personnel records to present evidence that she was not a credible expert and evidence of Carter's vast history of dishonesty and improprieties, Shelby County Criminal Court Judge Paula Scohan was informed that there was no record that Dr. Carter ever worked at the Shelby County Medical Examiner's office. Instead of investigating this and informing Braswell of the bombshell discovery, Judge Scohan chastised Braswell for issuing the subpoena that uncovered this very potentially problematic situation. Braswell's attorney even told the judge that everything about the Braswell case was weird and that this was a problem. So how is it that there was no record that she ever worked at the Shelby County Medical Examiner's office, when clearly she did? Perhaps this will explain why Shelby County denied knowledge of Dr. Joy Carter. To reiterate, under oath Dr. Carter was asked if she had any disciplinary action taken against her while she worked as the medical examiner in Houston, Harris County, Texas, to which Carter answered no. This means that Dr. Carter committed perjury during the Braswell case. Because records from the Texas State Medical Board show Carter was fined when she decided to settle a punitive complaint against her where she faced the loss of her license for permitting illegal activities in her office. Not to forget that she was also the subject of 2 successful whistleblower lawsuits filed against her in Harris County, for firing employees who refused to engage in illegal activities, and whom you also reported evidence tampering and sabotage on high-profile criminal cases in Dr. Carter's office. This doesn't include losing the body of an infant and cremating the wrong in another occurrence. Just as Dr. Carter lied to the judge in a high-profile murder case to hide her past, we believe that Dr. Carter also lied to Shelby County, and when the county found out, they denied knowledge of her. Dr. Carter's long history of allegations of falsifications and cover-ups followed her all the way from Houston, Texas to the Shelby County Medical Examiner's office. Ironically, Shelby County had actually just had another scandal when former Shelby County Medical Examiner, Dr. Rosie Smith, was brought up on federal criminal charges. Perhaps that's why Shelby County's Human Resources denied any knowledge of Dr. Carter. Was this forensic pathologist even licensed to perform autopsies in the state of Tennessee? If she was, did she lie to Tennessee also?